Hey guys, Late Boy Scout here. You've seen this before. This is my minimum everyday carry loadout right here. House key, car key, etc. Leatherman, Squirt P4, and a little keychain light. And we're going to start this discussion, well, continue the discussion of lights by talking about this particular keychain light and some other keychain lights, and sort of the concept of the keychain light and how valuable it is, how useful it is. Now, it's a popular everyday carry idea that you ought to have certain things with you all the time. One of those is a light. Other things are a multi-tool, some type of multi-tool. Other things are some type of blade. Now, other folks get into things like fire-making capabilities, other survival items, and I respect those ideas, but I'm going to stick to some of the basics here, some of the basic just tools that you're likely to use every day. Why do you have to have these things with you all the time? Simply because they're useful. Simply because you can get yourself and your friends out of a little bind, not emergencies necessarily, but out of a little bind if you have things like this with you all the time. Now, where does the light come into play? Obviously, for situations where it's dark. And that's not just nighttime, and it's not just dark rooms. Sometimes, let's say car trouble, or let's say something's lost inside your car. The light in your car is in a fixed place. How do you dig around in sort of the dark areas of your car without, with only using the light that is in a fixed position and everything else is sort of blocking it in the car? That's when you have a keychain light like this to be able to fish things out from far corners of your car and different areas by sort of focusing this and pointing it in different directions. Whether it's a keychain light or any other kind of light, having a light with you all the time is wise. It just is. It's just smart. So why shrink it down to a keychain size when the capabilities of a keychain size tool are so small? Okay, let's talk about some larger capabilities. Well, for instance, the TechLight Lumen Master is a fairly, I'm not going to call it large, but for its size, for its sort of dimensional comparison, for other lights around its size, it's kind of fat, kind of chunky, but it's very powerful, very bright, and fairly capable. See there, a strobe light. Okay, cool. If I can have this with me and I've got the space to carry it all day long, why not carry this? Okay, maybe I don't have the space for this. Maybe this is a little bit bigger than I want to carry every day. Well then, Phoenix LD10 is a smaller light, and it's far more capable actually than the TechLight Lumen Master. It's far more capable. It's got several different modes of output, SOS, and this super bright turbo mode. It's incredible. Several modes of output for this thing, and it's a fairly small form factor compared to this, right? Yeah, okay, that's smaller. Smaller is good, easier to carry. You might want to carry this. Then again, you can go with something like this. You lose a lot of capabilities by carrying the Streamlight Micro Stream compared to the Phoenix LD10, but this is considerably more affordable, not expensive, considerably more affordable, and considerably more portable. One AA battery in here means that it's lightweight and super easy to use. One mode, that's it. That's it. Single one mode. It's also momentary on. Cool, very cool. So this is pretty small and very carryable in my opinion. But let's say even this takes up too much space. And that's where the keychain light comes in. Because this is something you have to have with you all the time anyway. It's, generally speaking, by the nature of the things that you put on here, they are fairly compact and very lightweight. And that's what this is. Now, the capabilities, again, are dramatically reduced, even from this down to this. The brightness level is considerably less, as you can tell. So this is nearly just a few couple lumens, and this is about 20. All right, so that's what you're getting with this. And also there's the fact that this has digitally regulated output, which means that that much output is the same amount of output you're going to get until the battery can't give that output anymore, then it just dies. Whereas this is going to continue to diminish for as long as you use it, get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And that's just what you get with a keychain flashlight, whether it is the Swiss+Tech, the actual name of it I'll put in the annotation, but it's a light called a light made by Swiss+Tech. Whether you get this or something like the Streamlight, Streamlight Nano, sorry, that's the microstream is over here. The Streamlight Nano, which has got a nice powerful beam, okay, around 10 lumens comparatively. Okay, that's cool. But both of these things are declining output. Neither one of them gives you digitally regulated output as you get with this, which means you're just going to have to live with the fact that it starts off strong with fresh batteries and it starts to go down as soon as you start using it. Same goes with this no-name brand, also sort of a push-button momentary on light. This one actually has got a switch on it to make it more of a continuous on. If I can actuate that switch, it's kind of, ouch. What the heck, dude? There. Yeah, it's kind of a hard switch to actuate. But yeah, it's actually got a continuous on if you can manage to get that switch to go. So what you're dealing with is just the simple fact is any one of these sort of keychain lights, you're just going to get declining output. And that's just the facts. Maybe you're used to that, maybe that doesn't bother you at all. That's just the fact with a keychain light. As of right now, I don't know any keychain light that has digitally regulated output as you get with these three lights. I don't know of any keychain light that has that. If there is one, awesome. It's probably pretty expensive, maybe more expensive than you want to have on your keychain, but awesome, very cool. Now, also, there's the fact that the batteries are a little less easy to replace, and some of the internal components maybe are a little bit simplified from what you get from with some of these larger lights, which means that certain malfunctions might come up from time to time. I'm going to cut the tape and go to some disassembled shots of these ones here and show you what the internals are like. So here are all these lights now in their disassembled states, and the reason I'm showing you this is because if you own any of these, you're going to need to take them down at some point to replace batteries and know what kind of batteries to get. So the simple little push button lights, the momentary on lights, this one and this one, they're of extremely simple design. All you're doing is simply completing a circuit. This here is an incomplete circuit, then you just add just kind of sandwiches the battery there, and that's all it is. That's all it is on the inside. That's all it's doing. So the simplicity there is great, but there's also a little bit of a downfall where these two wires here can get bent a little bit, and after some use that may actually happen. That has happened to me already with this light, where one of these will get bent down a little too far and it will kind of stay on a lot and drain the battery. So you got to open it up and bend it back a little bit so that it will have some spring in it and be a momentary on light as it's meant to be again. So that's what you're going to deal with, and that's what you're going to face with this light or this light. Now this one here, the microstream, sorry, not the microstream, the Nano light by Streamlight, is a totally different system. You've got these four button cells, button batteries, and you would insert them into there, and instead of a momentary on that that works like these two, you actually just twist this head to turn it on to make that connection, and then give yourself a steady burn light. So in conclusion, is a keychain light worth having? I'm going to say yes, regardless of whatever your primary light is. If you have one of these and it goes down for whatever reason, you've got a little backup, not very capable, but it's a little bit of capability, it's a little bit of light. And it's your minimum daily loadout, it's on your keychain, it's the thing that you're going to have with you all the time. If you're anything like me, this is what I have with me all the time, above all else. What type would I recommend? The push button light, the simple momentary on light, is very easy to access. It's on your keychain, you can easily find it with one hand and make use of it. Same goes with this one, the exact same thing. However, The downfall is the actuation method and the fact that there are two little wires in there that can become bent and turns from a momentary on to a steady burn that drains battery. That can happen, and you're just going to have to check that thing and take care of it whenever it does happen. So if I were to recommend one, I would probably say the Streamlight Nano light, which is a little bit harder to actuate with one hand, but still possible, and a bit brighter. You know, it does not have the design flaw that these types of light have. Any of these lights, any of these keychain lights, going to be a little bit harder to find batteries for than, say, one of these which takes a AAA, one of these which takes a AA. So that's it, guys. A little bit of a discussion on keychain lights. Hope it was helpful. I'm the Late Boy Scout. See you guys later.